Little Legends, Exceptional Men in Black History, written by Vashti Harrison. James Baldwin, 1924 to 1987, writer, activist. When he was 14, James thought he would be a minister like his stepfather. James was already a great orator, giving sermons in front of congregations. However, he felt frustrated with the church. Around that time, James realized he was gay. The systematic racism and homophobia coming from an institution that was supposed to share messages of grace and love made him feel lost, disappointed, and alone. James left the church and focused on developing his writing skills. For a while, he worked odd jobs and was mentored by writers like Richard Wright and County Cullen. Eventually, James felt suffocated by racism and left the country. In 1948, he went to Paris, where he would live and work without fear. In 1953, he published his first novel, Go Tell It on the Mountain, inspired by his experiences with religion, class, and exile. In the United States, the civil rights movement was blossoming, and James wanted to participate. During this period, his writing focused on what it meant to be black in America. James felt that segregation was the biggest source of strife in the country and that racism hurt white society as well as black. He called for human equality and encouraged brotherhood over violence. At times, he was criticized for his pacifism, but James never had hatred for any people, only for the establishment and institutions that told people what to do. He became well known for articulating arguments in an eloquent way that made black and white audiences listen. He traveled the country giving speeches and lectures, and he debated and befriended some of the biggest leaders of the day. Many of James' essays, poems, and novels are considered masterpieces, including Notes of a Native Son and The Fire Next Time. He wrote openly about his sexuality at the time when no one else did. For all of his work and his words, James was watched closely by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. Perhaps because the agency knew the power he had to galvanize the people around him with his sharp and bold messages.